What's up, everyone? Christian Duke, StrengthAddicts.com, brought to you courtesy of IronMagLabs.com, your go-to source for all your bodybuilding and fitness supplements. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, what's this shirt I got on? What's Believe Achieve, and where can I get it? Well, Believe Achieve is the coin phrase of IFB Pro, Natural Pro, Jeff Willet, 2003 Team Universe overall champion. The problem with the request is that this shirt is limited edition. It's so limited, I got the last one. They're nowhere. You can't find them. You can't buy them. I had the pleasure of interviewing Jeff in 2013, and then again 2 more times. The final time was when Jeff Willet's Powerhouse Gym in Adrian, Michigan closed its doors. And that was a very, very sad day. We did the interview, I believe, the day right before everyone was going to leave. And when you think about natural bodybuilding, and let's specify what natural bodybuilding is. No gear, no growth, no insulin, no SARMs, no diuretics, completely natural. All legal products available at the time. Okay, but again, all legal products available at the time, but no gear, no growth, no insulin, no synthol, no diuretics, none of that. No SARMs, none of that. And he was able to not only win the Team Universe, his class, and the overall, but he was able to place 4th at the USA's, which is an untested show. Jeff Willet is honestly someone that I don't believe. And what I'm going to say here is going to scare a lot of people. It's going to offend more people, but it's something that needs to be said. It's something I said in 2013. It's something I said in 2015. It's something I say right now. Jeff Willet was never shown the respect of being one of the top, if not the top, natural IFB pros in the history of bodybuilding in Michigan. His gym, I believe, had 3 floors, maybe even 4 levels. There were seminars there, full weight section, beautiful, beautiful curbside appeal right there on the main drag. But there should have been a migration all over Michigan to that gym. There are 2 gyms in Michigan that would have been worthy of becoming sort of bodybuilding meccas. The first one is Powerhouse Gym in Highland, Michigan, Highland Park, Michigan, because that was the very first powerhouse gym anywhere in the world, anywhere at all. It was the first one. And Ron Love trained there, and it was in the heart of the Motor City, basically. Highland Park is a part of Detroit, sort of. Sterling Heights, that whole area. They all call that Detroit, but it's actually a separate city. But the point is that that's part of the Motor City, and that's really bodybuilding history at its core. The other gym should have been Jeff Willet's Powerhouse Gym, but it wasn't. It just wasn't. You didn't have the who's who of Michigan bodybuilders going there. You didn't have pros coming to Michigan going there, and they should have. You didn't have the number of competitors, and I'm talking natural competitors, because you have to understand something, guys. You have to understand something. There are a lot of natural tested shows in the NPC. You got Dave Lieberman's Natural Ohio, Natural Northern USA. You had the Natural Michigan. Everybody wants to go to the Team Universe, which is tested. And everybody that was going to do these shows, especially the shows in Northern Ohio, the shows in Michigan, the shows in Wisconsin, Illinois, okay, Indiana, they all have natural shows. I've been to all of them. Every single one of those competitors should have trekked at least once to Jeff Willet's Powerhouse Gym in Adrian, Michigan, and sat down with him to be, at the very least, assessed by him, if not totally trained and prepped by him. Did that happen? No, it didn't. And it, to me, a lot of people say, well, you can say because of the Planet Fitnesses or the Fitness 19s, you could say because, where Adrian was, or you could say because of the price of rice in China. You can basically say whatever you want to say, but the reality of the matter is that Michigan's NPC community turned its back on Jeff. because they did not show him the respect, because they, Jeff was obviously involved in the industry, but maybe wasn't involved to the extent that they wanted him to. Maybe they wanted him to have a show. Maybe they wanted him to go to the shows. Maybe they wanted him to give out sweetheart deals or not charge people, or I don't know what. I don't know what the explanation was. But that's a gym that should have been, just a jackpot from the minute it opened. It should never have closed. Never should it have closed. If anything, it should have expanded. He should have franchised it. I mean, a franchise within a franchise, because, it's Powerhouse, but it could have been Jeff Willet's Powerhouse Gym of Flint, of Grand Rapids, of Detroit. So it would have been franchise 1, Powerhouse, franchise 2, Jeff Willet, and then just put them everywhere, if that's at all possible. And that's what it should have been, but it wasn't. So, to me, honestly, this is a rant because, it's all based on the shirt. It's all based on Believe, Achieve. It's all based on Stuart McDonald and all the great films that they put out together. Stuart McDonald being Jeff Willett's videographer, producer, best friend. I mean, you name it. They did so much stuff together. And the seminars were packed to the brim. And if you were to look at the number of people around the world paying for memberships, buying the books, buying the ebooks, you know what I mean? Max OT is still a huge way of training. I mean, of course, you got, you got high volume, and you got high intensity, and you got the one that Hani Rambod has. But Max OT is still huge, especially for natural bodybuilders. I mean, it worked for Jeff Willett. It worked for Skip LaCour. Yeah, I mean, it's tried and true. It's tried and true. And the reality of the matter is there's very few people that actually know it to be able to teach it. And Jeff is one of those people. And this is why all over the world, people buy the DVDs and they buy the online memberships and they frequent jeffwillett.com and just can't get enough. But in Michigan, it was like, oh, we're going to go over to, John Simmons. Oh, we're going to go over to Ron Love, who is great, by the way, Hall of Fame bodybuilder. Oh, we're going to go over here to Team Butler. I mean, and the thing about it is that Jeff maintained the physique. Ron Love has maintained the physique, and Ron Love is excluded from this conversation because Ron Love is the only guy in Michigan who's in the IFBB Hall of Fame, top 10 at the Mr. Olympia, definitely worth each and every single client. And he doesn't even get the respect that he's supposed to get. He should be worshipped. Ron Love's name in Michigan should be like gold. But yet you've got these coaches that are not pros, have not been top 10 at national level NPC shows, will never be top level NPC show material. And, they won the Grand Rapids or they won the Michigan or something. And now, they're getting more attention than a Hall of Fame bodybuilder or quite possibly the greatest national IFBB pro in the history of the game. It's crazy, but, it's mob mentality. A lot of these teams have, 2 or 3 of the cool people, and then suddenly everyone in the gym is a member. And it's not just that they're a member, they're wearing the sweatshirts and the hats, and they got their little lingo. Meanwhile, you've got someone like Jeff Willett, you've got someone like Ron Love, and they're just like, Hall of Fame, IFBB Pro, winner overall Team Universe, who cares? This guy over here, he won the Mr. Podunk Michigan competition, and he's got some cool looking sweatshirts. I'm going to join his team. He's going to get me ready, even though he's never been anywhere near ready, and he's never had any major titles. He's going to get me ready because Ron Love, Jeff Willett, they're just not good enough. I mean, I can't spend my time, my money on them. I mean, they're just like internationally renowned, world-class bodybuilders that could probably get me in the best shape of my life. But now I'm just going to go to these, wannabe, has-been, or never were type coaches. So in any event, I guess the question is how can you get this shirt? And you can't. But I'm sure there's other great apparel and clothes and DVDs and services available at jeffwillett.com. But it's just food for thought, guys. It's food for thought. Having access to great gyms, having access to phenomenal, legendary bodybuilding superstars, and people just, they don't want it. They don't want it. I mean, the one thing about social media and the internet that I just never will understand is why people now having access to virtually anyone they want, get the personal training, get the assessments, will opt to get second and third class when first class is staring them right in the face. Especially people that lived in Michigan. I mean, that is the irony, man. That is what really irks me, really pulls my chain. You had Jeff Willet, a phenomenal gym. I mean, if you lived in Lansing, you could be there in an hour and a half. You know, if you lived in Jackson, you could probably be there in half an hour. If you lived in Ann Arbor, what, 45 minutes? And yet, the gym closed. Was that just salt? No. Were the gym prices too expensive? No. Were the hours bad? No. Was there enough parking? Yes.